So good morning one and all. My name is Grishma. So today I'm going to teach you some grammar points. So we can start from the basics. Okay, parts of speech. We can categorize English words into 8 types called parts of speech or word classes. It is quite important to analyze the sentences and to understand. It also helps us to form a very proper sentence. So parts of speech. Parts of speech is nothing but a name given to a word based on its job in a sentence is known as parts of speech. So there are 8 types of parts of speech: noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction and interjection. So here parts of speech, now we can go through one by one. First one is noun. Noun is nothing but a name given to a person, place, animals, things, feelings, ideas is known as noun. So, for example, see, as I told you, noun means a name given to a person, place, animals, things, feelings, or ideas, whatever it is known as noun. So, for example, Rosie went to Maldives with her family. So, here Rosie is the name of a person and Maldives is the name of a place, and also family means it's a group of people. So, even family also belongs to noun. Okay, now noun is subdivided into 4 types. Noun is subdivided into 4 types. There is concrete and abstract noun. Concrete and abstract noun. Next one. Common and proper noun. Collective noun. Countable and uncountable noun. So these are the noun is subdivided into 4 types: concrete noun, abstract noun, common and proper noun, collective noun, countable and uncountable noun. So first one we can see concrete noun. So here, concrete noun is nothing but which we can see through our eyes, means like physical existence. Okay, for example, the book is on the table or she is sitting on a chair, which we can see through our eyes, isn't it? For this reason we call it as a concrete noun. So next one is abstract noun. So abstract noun means which we cannot see through our eyes. Okay, it's something like feelings, ideas, like that. For example, there is a famous proverb. I hope you all know about it. Honesty is the best policy. Okay, honesty is the best policy. Just write the example. Okay, honesty is the best policy. Here, honesty and policy, which we cannot see it, but it's something like idea or like that. Okay. So there is one more proverb. So there is one more example for abstract now, that is love is the powerful emotion. Here love is the powerful emotion means here love and emotion which we cannot see through our eyes, but it's some kind of a love is some kind of a very good feelings. So this is example for abstract noun. So next one is common and proper noun. Common and proper noun. Okay. So common noun means something which is general, means something which is general like man, women, or city, country, university, say common noun means something which is very common or general like man, women, city, country, university. Proper noun means something which is specific individual. Okay, we are particularly mentioning the same person or same place, something like that. Okay, specific individual. So man means we can give some random names like Raju, or women means like Ranjita. City, Bangalore. Country like India. And university like University of Mysore, whatever. See, I think now you come to know about what is common and proper noun. Here I have mentioned something which is very common like man, women, city, country, university. But for proper noun I have mentioned particular specific individual. Okay. See, for man I have given mentioned the name as Raju. For women, Ranjita. City, Bangalore. Country, India. University, University of Mysore. See, one thing what we have to keep in your mind here is, if we are simply talking about some random university, it's fine to start the U from a capital letter. But if we are mentioning a particular university, we have to use it, we have to start it from a capital itself, not from a small. Okay. So this is the example for common and proper noun. So next one is collective noun. Next one is collective noun. Collective noun means something which is group or collection. Okay. So for example, see here what we call it as a group of players. Group of players is means is what we call for a collective noun. It's a team. Group of players means it's a team. So next one is group of students means it's a class. And group of employees means it's a staff. And group of soldiers means it's an army. Okay, like this only we can tell like a bunch of bananas or bunch of whatever, grapes, whatever it is. So this is example for collective noun. So next one is countable and uncountable nouns. So countable and uncountable noun. I think you all know about it. Countable means which we can count, and uncountable means which we cannot count. Okay. Now there are some particular things which we can count, like a book, a pen, an elephant, or 5 books, 10 pens. Okay, so all these things which we can count, isn't it? But there are some particular things which we cannot count, so that is called it as uncountable noun, like water, tea, coffee, or love, advice, sugar, salt. So these are the things which we cannot count. Can we count water, sugar, salt, something like that? No. But one thing what you have to keep in your mind is, say, for uncountable noun, we should never use any article before the word uncountable noun. So we should never use like a water, a tea, a coffee. Say this is completely wrong. You should never use any article before the uncountable nouns. But instead of it, we can use like a glass of water, or a cup of tea, a cup of coffee. Okay. So this is all about countable and uncountable nouns. So, so I explained you what is noun and example of noun and also subdivision of noun. So I think I hope you all understood about today's class. So thank you.